Hello there. Thank you for joining today's Facebook Live session. I am Missy Bolden with K-12. I have with me Director of Career Learning, Nich Sutherland. He's always here to talk about many of the benefits of Stride Career Prep and just ways that our students can get involved. How are you, Nich?
I'm doing well today, Missy. How are you?
I'm doing good. I know you always have something good to share. So, if you're a Stride Career Prep student, or if you want to learn a little bit more about Stride Career Prep, today we're going to be talking about why you should choose Stride Career Prep and some of the benefits.
Great, thank you. I'm going to screen share. I've got a couple of slides here that I'm going to go over really quickly. And, just so in a nutshell, the reason that I do this work and I stay in this line of work and I'm passionate about working for this organization and what we do for students is giving students equitable access to the opportunity to pursue their education with intentionality. Okay. And I believe that Stride Career Prep is the engine that drives students towards that opportunity through that intentional approach to education. So we as an organization want all students to to reach their limitless potential. And, we do that as an organization that's been around for over 20 years in the online learning space. We're very good at running and operating online schools, right? So we've got this down. We know what we're doing. We've served, over 1 million students, over 55,000 teaching professionals over the last 20 years. And we now focus quite a bit on career learning. So we take modern career readiness practices and we apply them in the online setting. One of the key components of what we do is project-based learning. What does that mean? That means that as a student, if I'm going to engage in a project, I have to actually show up to class, right? I can't just watch the recording or not watch the recording and then just try to get the work done. I need to show up to class, work with my teacher, get context, work on my project. I need to get in Microsoft Teams or in Zoom and work with and collaborate with my peers, with my teacher. And then I have to actually demonstrate my knowledge. And we can do that demonstration of knowledge as a capstone experience with industry professionals, right? So we have many schools have what's called an industry advisory council. We can get those folks together, and that could be in person or online, depending on how the school operates. And students get to show what they know, and they've applied that learning. When students learn that way, that learning stays with them for life. I remember things from certain classes where I got to learn that way. One that stands out to me was a course on students with exceptionalities that I took in college. And the teacher taught in that way where we engaged in project-based learning. And I still could put myself back into that moment when I stood up in front of the room and gave that presentation and still recall some of that content. And that was over 15 years ago. So learning sticks with us when we engage in project-based learning. And professional skills training, we do that through our career and technical student organizations. And we have national partnerships with Skills USA, BPA, FCCLA. And within these organizations, you get to collaborate again with your peers. You get to do civic-based projects, and you also get to do showcase your own individual knowledge by participating in individual or group competitions at the state level. Then they do those regionally, at the state level, the national level. Some organizations even have international competitions. And then partnerships. Our schools work very hard to create business partnerships so that their students can engage in work-based learning activities like job shadowing or internships, apprenticeship, that sort of thing. Test and certification preparation. Where it's applicable, we want students to take a course sequence that leads to a certification. It could be a certified nursing assistant certification. It could be a medical assistant certification. It could be a CompTIA TIF plus certification, things in IT and technology and entrepreneurship, business, culinary arts, anything that has a certification that says, I, as a student, am now job ready, right? So we can engage in the 3 E's post-secondary. We can enroll in a post-secondary college if that's going to help us pursue our career, or we can get employed because we have the job skills and the aptitude ready to go straight to work, or we can enlist and go in the military and use that military experience to fund our education and to grow our work experience. And we have work-based experiences. Many students who work while they're in high school within their local community, and they can oftentimes earn high school credit, work release credit for that work that's being done. And then one of the biggest things is, as a large organization, and this is what breaks down that equity in terms of access to quality materials, is we have access to a lot of content. There's a lot of districts out there that do CTE. They do it within their local community. They focus on a key few areas. Our schools, by the nature of being part of a larger organization, can access a lot of content to serve their students. And we have some newer programs that are kind of in that, 3 to 5 pathway offerings range. And then our more experienced programs like 3 years plus, they kind of usually typically have on average about 8 pathways. We have programs that have 17 pathways. Our biggest one in California is like 23, 24 pathways, right around there. And by the nature of engaging in these programs, you get to engage again in peer collaboration, industry exposure, project-based learning, job shadowing. These are all the things that ensure quality in terms of you being able to pursue your education with intentionality. And then we have outcomes. We have in Minnesota this summer, 8 students that completed a registered pre-apprenticeship pathway. They all went right to work as an adult registered apprentice. That's a living wage job with no school loans, no school debt, in the field, good benefits, wage retirement outcomes. And then we had, in our school in Kansas, Insight Kansas, had 8 students who completed their CNA certification. They're all job ready. Maybe it's not their career path to become a registered nurse, but boy, they'll be able to get a good living wage job that can help them to pursue whatever avenue in life that they choose to pursue, right? Then we have some schools like our Ohio programs or Washington programs where by the nature of engaging in career and technical education, it gives you an alternate pathway to graduation. So maybe you're struggling with those state assessments and for the life of you, you just can't pass them. But if you complete a CTE pathway and demonstrate aptitude in an area of your education where you're passionate and it aligns with your interest, you can still graduate. That's a powerful opportunity for students. So Missy, this is something that I believe in. I hopefully, every student that enrolls in one of our programs knows what they're getting themselves into, and they will be educated by the staff there, counselors on, this is a great opportunity. Take advantage of it.
Great opportunity. And my big thing is options. I think the number one thing that this generation is aware of and something they're really looking to get is an opportunity to do more of what they want to do as quickly as they want to do it. And so if you are looking for a school, go ahead and click the link in our description. You will be able to learn more about Stride Career Prep. You'll be able to find out which schools have the program. You can start the enrollment process. If you are currently a student and you like what you hear, but maybe you need a little bit more guidance or direction, we have student success coaches available to you. You can schedule with them on a one-on-one basis. They will take you from entry level of trying to devise a plan and get on track with your plan after graduation, or if you already know what you want to do, they can help you take things to the next level. There are webinars and loads of opportunities available to you by speaking with them, from preparing for a job interview, getting your resume together. Lots of opportunities available to our Stride Career Prep students. And then also check out some of those other links available as it relates to our internship tool, our entrepreneurship resource center. Listen, if you're a Stride Career Prep student, we are thinking about everything. We're thinking about everything we think you might need to make sure that you succeed while you're in school and once you graduate. Like Nich said, you could be going directly into the workforce. You could be going into college. You could be going into the military. You could be starting your own business or joining the family business. It's all about what you want to do and us helping you get there faster and prepared. So make sure you check out those links in our description. If there's something you want to hear from Nich, or you want to hear more about Stride Career Prep, please leave us a comment. We are always open to suggestions. Nich will be back. He'll be joining me monthly just to give you these types of overviews and to remind you of opportunities happening. We do have schools across the United States, so he may be highlighting a variety of different schools. And if you don't see that school, or if that school is not one in your state, that's why I want you to head over to that link to find out where they're located, what's available to you, and how you could possibly get involved. Nich Sutherland, Director of Career Learning, thank you so much for joining me today. Thank you. I'll be back. Until then, have a good one.
Everybody.